A lot of people come to Kampala to find opportunities for a better life. Everyone needs to eat. We can bring food production within urban spaces in a more climate resilient way.
The Netherlands-Uganda trade and investment platform NUTIP support Dutch companies and organizations in exploring, entering and expanding within the Ugandan market. NUTIP promotes bilateral trade and investment between the Netherlands and Uganda, opening access to a strong network of business and institutional contacts that facilitate partnerships and business growth in a rapidly developing economy. Working closely with the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands in Uganda, NUTIP serves as a key point of contact, support, and information for Dutch and Ugandan entrepreneurs seeking to build sustainable and impactful business collaborations.
Here at Urban Greens, we make soilless urban farming solutions for urban growers. You can grow food anywhere you want. So we have solutions that you can install on rooftops, parking spaces. If you have a small space to grow food, we're the go-to company in Kampala. I was already based in Kampala, co-founded Solar Now, did that for about 10 years. I knew the business environment and developed a passion for urban farming, experimenting with soilless farming. We set up the company in 2020. Took a couple of years to develop products suitable for urban growers. Last December, we started selling our systems to urban growers. And these systems are hydroponics and aquaponics systems. So the hydroponic systems, you use a fertilizer to add to water to grow plants. In aquaponics, you use fish, and we use tilapia to generate a fertilizer to then grow the plants. We grow plants, and we focus on leafy greens and herbs, easiest to grow. You can also grow tomatoes or cucumbers. As long as you understand what the plant needs, you can grow any plant. We grow flowers in hydroponics. A couple of problems that we're trying to solve with Urban Greens. So one is rapid urbanization and population growth. So we see a city like Kampala, it's exploding with people. So the city is going to double in the next 15, 20 years. A lot of people come to Kampala to find opportunities for a better life. Everyone needs to eat. We can bring food production within urban spaces in a more climate resilient way. These systems are more robust for climate shocks, which means that the food production is just more reliable when it comes to climate change. And then it's high quality produce, nutritious because the plant gets exactly what it needs, which means that, we're also solving like the problems around quality of food available. We all know there's a lot of use of chemicals in horticulture. We don't use any chemicals. We use organic pest control, and because the plants are healthy, they don't need more than that. We're trying to solve this problem of making food available in a resource efficient way in densely populated spaces. Because food is grown close to where it's consumed, production becomes more sustainable. All of our systems are closed loop, which means that they're extremely resource efficient. We use very little water compared to traditional farming because the water is contained and continuously circulated. In hydroponics and aquaponics, you typically use about 10 to 15% of the water that you use in more traditional farming. And then all the nutrients stay in the system, which means that you don't have runoff of fertilizer or you have to add anything else. Very resource efficient when it comes to the nutrients needed by plants or the fish to grow. In aquaponic systems, you feed the fish, they eat and excrete waste. That waste is converted to plant food fertilizer for the plants, which basically cleans the water, which means that you can circulate it back to the fish tanks. These systems keep on running 24/7. And then to make the systems even more sustainable, they actually run on solar power during the day. So we've designed our own hybrid power backup solution, which has remote monitoring as well as solar to power these systems on solar power during the day. And then at night, they go back over to the grid. And that makes these systems very robust to power outages as well. And then we get data remote monitoring to see if the systems are operational and offer a better service to our growers. What makes Urban Greens unique is we're not just a hardware supplier. We know our systems through and through, but we also realize that's not the entire solution to enabling urban growers. So what we do is we sell our systems on credit, which makes these systems more affordable so they can more quickly take up a solution like this. And from the initial market engagement that we've done, we see that there is a strong interest. So we make the systems more affordable through the credit. But then once you have a system, you also need to make sure that you can get quality inputs, support and advice to operate your systems. We provide ongoing agronomy support and quality inputs. The last critical bit is routes to market. If you have this quality produce, where do you go with your quality produce? So what we do is we offer a guaranteed buyback to our growers. If they buy our inputs, we offer this guaranteed route to market. We buy the produce, we aggregate it, we sometimes repackage it, sometimes we process it, and then we sell it to off-takers. Winnie was our first customer. She received her hydroponic system on the 18th of December last year, found us through the Harvest Your Money Expo in February 2024, and she kept following up, are you guys ready? Can you sell me a system? I really want a system. And so she's like an elderly lady, retired, so her kids have left like the house. So she has like this space around her house in Bonamaya where she has a rooftop and she has a small garden. She wanted to try something new and produce food for income generation. So she bought like our very first system. So she has 300 plants and she grows things like lettuce and basil, coriander, like you see behind me. She's been operating the system for nearly a year, despite teething problems that come with like setting up your first customers. Yeah, she's really turning a profit, earning more than it costs to keep it going. Our best customers earn back the cost of the system in about 2 years. These investments make sense. Within 15 to 18 months, you earn the cost back. Winnie is really enjoying her system, despite some initial startup problems that we had, and even up to the point where she's now looking to expand her system and also get into growing different plants. So she actually is now looking into buying a system to grow strawberries hydroponically. And so we're expecting that we'll be installing that system within the next month or two. The startup environment in Uganda is still very fragile. The ecosystem as a whole is relatively underdeveloped. Whereas in the Netherlands, for instance, you just go to a supplier to buy your inputs and you have a well-developed off-taker market. We're developing everything from scratch. We're trying to find exporters abroad. We're importing equipment from China, trying to convince URA to allow us to bring it into the country under the right categories. It's a new product, so no one really knows what it is. We're paving the way, trying to figure out how to import our products, sell our products, get the market familiar with what we do, get authorities familiar with what we do. That's definitely a challenge. So far, so good. One of the other challenges is recruitment. There's a lot of people looking for work, but the quality and training from university significantly, to put it that way. So we put a lot of effort in recruitment, but then also selection, so finding the right people, the right fit, the right skill sets, but then also in ultimately retaining talent. So we try and invest in training, team events, making sure people understand what we're doing. We hope to motivate staff to stay with us and help the company grow. NUTIP has been a great network for us to tap into, get connected to other members of NUTIP, but they've also facilitated things like the Harvest Money Expo, where we won Best Overall Exhibitor of the Dutch Pavilion. So yeah, NUTIP has just been a great part of our journey. Our vision for Urban Greens is to build Africa's largest decentralized urban farm. Over the next 5 to 10 years, we expect to be operating in multiple countries across the continent with our model, and not just with the hydroponics and the aquaponics. We also expect that we will be able to add other products useful for urban growers. So whether it's mushroom growing kits or whether it's solar drying, we expect to be the go-to player for urban farming and food processing solutions, while we continue to operate this network of growers and enable them to generate a good life for themselves.
That was just the beginning. There are more powerful stories waiting to be told, each one revealing the unique ways Dutch Ugandan entrepreneurs are building bridges, creating jobs, and transforming industries. If this episode moved you, inspired you, or taught you something new, share it, tag us, and subscribe at nutip.org. Bridges of Impact is brought to you by NUTIP, celebrating Dutch Ugandan entrepreneurship.